I think we are there or thereabouts ready to get started today. So, first of all, thank you all so much for joining this afternoon's session, or this morning indeed. I know we have people from all over joining this webinar today, so thank you very much for joining. So, this one is going to be, we're really excited to be here actually. So, this is going to be a different style of webinar to our normal. We are joined by one of our most valued customers. This is Healthspan, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the journey that they have taken with us at Talkative and the partnership that we've shared, and going through some of those successes and how that has led them to the point now where they're in a position to have gone live with voice AI, what it's taken to get there, and some of the the lessons that they've learned along the way. So we're super excited. So. Just by way of introductions, for those who may not know me, my name is Patsy Nearkhou. I'm the head of external relations here at Talkative. I sit within the marketing team, and I'm joined by Rob King, who is the head of IT at Healthspan. I'm not sure if your video's on, Rob. If you want to, there we
There we go. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon to everyone out there. Thank you for joining us.
Wonderful stuff. So yeah, so I mean, we've known each other for yonks, haven't we, Rob?
We
Uh,
have indeed, yeah, many years now.
Many years. So really excited and very grateful for you to be here talking today about your journey with us. Just a little housekeeping. So there will be a recording of this session. It's going to be, sent out to you within a couple of days after we have yeah, done the webinar. So look out for that. Also, as well, we are going to be doing a Q&A at the end. We probably won't get a huge amount of time for a load of questions, but if you do have any questions, please send them over to us in the Q&A below. What we'll do is any that we don't get round to at the end, we will follow up with individually after the call. So you will get your questions answered. Okay, so first of all, just by way of introduction, for those who don't know Healthspan, Rob, could you give us a little overview into
Yeah,
who you guys
absolutely.
are?
Yeah, of course. So, as Patsy said, welcome everyone. We're Healthspan. I'm Rob King, head of IT at Healthspan. Now, we are a UK-based company specialising in high-quality vitamins, supplements, and health products. Now, we've been around for over 30 years. And our focus here at Healthspan has always been on science-backed nutrition and putting the customer first. That's very important for us. So we manufacture and sell our products directly to our customers, which means our contact center. We have a contact center over in the UK, a 50-seat contact center. They're a really integral and important part of our business. Now, many of our customers that we have, they like advice, reassurance, and help choosing the right product for our needs or for their needs. So, because of that, customer service has always been central to our brand at Healthspan. Now, we have a slightly older demographic of customer that is with Healthspan, but they're very loyal customers and they've been with us for a long, long time. So many of our customers traditionally will know us as an inbound voice contact center. That's how we started, but we've certainly evolved over time, and that's the reason, obviously, that we're here to today to tell you a bit about what we've done. But yes, I mean, over time, customers and our customers, their expectations have changed significantly and people want more choice on how to contact a business. So, as I say, for us, it was a traditional inbound voice contact center. But now customers want that out of hours support or that fast support, that convenient support when maybe our contact center is closed. So, we've been on a journey with Talkative over the last 5 or 6 years. And you'll get to hear throughout this presentation of where we started and where we are now. But yeah, that's a little bit about us as Healthspan and about what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there are a couple of points here just to kind of really hone in on, as we kind of set the tone for where the journey began, is we are talking about, very modern applications, technological applications for contact center. We're talking about cutting edge, AI applications that serve potentially quite an older demographic, and that's something that is really interesting because as we'll talk about and we'll discuss further, there has been some huge successes there, and it just goes to show actually by taking the right steps at the right time and doing things thoughtfully and with intent, we can have such incredible results, even if potentially people are coming from that slightly more traditional mindset. So, as you said, obviously you started off as just a telephony-based contact center, right? So what
Absolutely. Yeah.
prompted this journey in the first instance, Rob? What was the thing that really kick-started
Yeah,
everything?
well, I mean, we knew that technology was changing and the way that customers want to contact us has changed over the years. Uh, I mean, we are still very much an inbound voice contact center, but I like to see us now as an omni-channel contact center. So we have various different methods of communication that customers can contact us on. And our very first sort of toe in the water, if you like, is to dipping into another communication method. And the reason that we started our journey together was that we were building a new website within Healthspan. And as part of that, we had customers that were obviously browsing our site and they would often have questions or queries. And we thought it best that we offer a live chat based facility on our website so our customers could get questions answered by our contact center agents without needing to navigate away from the website, pick up a phone, or send an email. So the first thing that we started with Talkative was our live chat offering on the website, which you can see in the screenshot below there.
Yeah. And again, it was that drive, that increasing that just first new contact channel in that started that digital contact center journey, right? So starting from that telephony, moving into the contact center with the digital channel, like you say, of the live chat function primarily. So
Yes,
how
absolutely.
did your agents kind of respond to that initial kind of addition of live chat? And then when we start to look at then the development of that live chat function into the AI portion,
Mm.
how did that flow? What prompted that?
Yeah, it was really well received in the contact center. I mean, I can't speak highly enough of the team that we have working with us. I said that we have customers that have been with us for many, many years, but we also have contact center staff that have been with us for 25, 30 years plus. So they've been on that journey with us. And I think when you've been in a position like that anywhere, you get into a certain routine, don't you? So change can always be a bit scary and a bit frightening. But in this instance, it was absolutely nothing to worry about. I mean, we did want to change the way that our customers spoke to us. And the live chat facility just orchestrated that really well as a starting point. I mean, we are a Mitel customer, okay, and we've been a Mitel customer for many, many years. One of the things that drew us towards Talkative is that you have that tie-in with Mitel yourself. So when we implemented the live chat offering, there was a seamless integration into a system that our agents already use with Mitel. So for any body that's technical out there, we use Mitel Ignite to answer and respond to any sort of voice, email, live chat queries. Our team were already using that Mitel system. So when live chats were coming in from our website, they were coming into this live chat Mitel sort of product, Ignite, and there was real no training needed there because our teams are already using that application. So it was very, very straightforward to roll out. And it just offers customers, a quick, low effort way to contact us without the need for calling in, which is fantastic because contact centers can be very busy places, obviously. And the worst thing that we feel that you can do is keep customers queuing and lose calls. So this was another way of customers getting through to dedicated agents that are just dealing with live chats throughout the day to get instant answers to questions that they need. So for us, it was very well received, and that's both by customers and our contact center team who are dealing with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think something that's really important there as well is, having some understanding exactly what the value is that you're trying to deliver through taking that first step into AI. So this first step that you took, to enter into that world
Yeah,
really was a very, simple, repetitive task that was taking
absolutely.
a lot of time away from high value conversations, right? Um, Adding a lot of pressure and burnout onto your, as you've said, very loyal team of agents. And the first step, which I think you actually hit the nail on the head with, was just that very quick resolution of where is my order, just that very simple,
Yeah, that's right.
automated
So
process.
yeah, moving on from the live chat, then the next step was to look at implementing some automation on there, very basic sort of step into the AI arena, built on the success of how well the live chat was received. One of the main questions coming into our contact center has always been, "Where's my order?" So we thought, if we can take away the onus on our agents looking up those details, those repetitive tasks that they get asked, day after day, if we can take that away from our agents and give our customers a bit more control to look up those particular orders, we thought that would be a real win for us. So that's what we did. So with the help of Talkative and our team in the IT department here at Healthspan, we have set up an order status lookup as part of our chat offering on our website. So this basically gives the customer the ability to put their order number into our chat facility. It looks around in the back of the database and it simply pulls out if that order's been shipped, where it's gone to, and the contents of that order. Now that has really been a winner for us. So it stopped those calls coming into the contact center because customers are in control of it themselves. It gives our contact center team the time to spend on the actual calls where they're needed. We get a faster answer to those questions for customers because they're in charge of it themselves. It's reduced workload for agents because they're not having to look at these particular orders. And the other real benefit that it has is that customers can check their order status 24 hours a day. Where previously, if they wanted to, they would have to call in, and that they would only get answers during normal operational hours for our contact center. So this just gives a bit more flexibility to our customers to check that.
Absolutely. And again, that, was a huge success. But off the back of that, then, we're starting to emerge as, Healthspan as a multi-channel contact center with a little toe in the water into the AI space. But obviously it's not the only area that, where you've seen sort of gains, right? Efficiency gains. And something that's been really interesting for us to see at Talkative is actually how impactful email AI automation has been for yourselves. And we can see here we've got an amazing stat in that kind of highlights the success that you've had. So obviously off the back of those AI order lookups, then we also have, an additional channel that enters into the fold, which is the email, which is still posing, a lot of efficiency, issues and challenges. But weaving in that AI again just helps to just remove a lot of the associated friction from that journey for customers. So talk us through a little bit about this, Rob, and kind of what you noticed when you started to implement the AI automation.
Yeah, so I mean, using AI, and we are talking about full blown AI here now. So using AI through our sort of Talkative platform, we began automatically generating responses to common email inquiries. So as you can see within that stat, we're almost up to nearly 30% of all customer emails coming into our contact center are being responded to by AI. Now, this has had a number of positive impacts. There's consistency in reply and tone, which we feel is really important when responding to our customers. That aligns with our own sort of brand voice. There's reduced training time for agents in looking to be trained on email responses. And a real big gain for us was faster backlog clearance. So these emails can be handled in such more of a quicker time than what they ordinarily would. One thing that I think is really important to note here is even though we're using AI, every single email that comes into an agent, the agent will proofread the AI response before it is sent out of their inbox. Even though AI is generating these responses, it's not an automatic reply. So you have the ability to amend the email, you have the ability to decline sending the AI response, or as in the case of us here with the 28% that you can see there, AI will generate a really well written response and our agents will proofread it and send that out. So as I say, it's a really, really handy tool for us because the backlog clearance, it just makes sure that these emails are dealt with a lot quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where, like you said there, making sure that it's really important we understand that this is, all of these kind of automations are there to assist and support, right? And not to replace the human interaction, right? There is obviously a lot of efficiency that can be made with things like email AI automation, order status lookup, etc. But
Uh,
really, that's just to facilitate the higher value conversations that come later. And sort of with that in mind, then, so just as we are progressing through this journey, so we've started off as a traditional telephony-based contact center, very traditional. We've introduced some live chat. We've added a layer of automation and order lookup to that. Then on top of that, now we've added in a layer of email AI automation. So we can see it's a very incremental kind of step-by-step approach where we're sort of very gradually layering the different layers of automation and kind of AI rollout. It's not going all at 100 miles an hour. It's, a very methodical approach. And this is where, we start to see Healthspan's operating as a really successful multi-channel contact center with a high level of digital AI automation already in place. And this is where we start to get to the good stuff, right? So now we can talk about some of the fun stuff. So we've had a lot of that automation already bedrocked, in the foundation. So
yeah, no,
talk to us a
completely.
little bit now about the introduction of the product professor and what that meant and what it is.
Yeah, so this was a real exciting phase for us. It went down really, really well with the business when I first mentioned that we were looking to automate or run AI within our chat facility to get some answers to some real common questions. So, Product Professor, it's an AI tool that helps customers on our website find the right supplements or health products by answering questions and providing guidance based on our product knowledge base. I think that's really important to mention at this time. So the product knowledge base is something that we at Healthspan are completely in control of. All of the answers that are generated by the AI tool, answers to questions that customers have, it's only looking in a product knowledge base which we've created and we're responsible for. So I suppose as a health and well-being company, we are there to help customers be at their best and help them live a long and healthy life. we know that all of the information that we provide needs to be 100% accurate. And that's what us being in charge of that product knowledge base does. So I think that was one of the biggest things when we were going live with this. We wanted to make sure that every AI response that was being given out had been completely thought through by us as a company. We had different areas of the business involved in it, just to make sure that those replies were 100% correct. And that's what we did. I mean, customers are now using that AI tool regularly. They ask questions about health goals or product ingredients. And with over 200 products in our range, you can imagine that that is vast. And ordinarily, that conversation would have happened with an agent within our contact center. And we do have a very knowledgeable product team within our contact center that would have been able to answer those questions. But nobody's going to know the ingredients of 200 products of vitamins if you get asked a random question. So
Yeah.
it's there to be able to answer this in a really quick and effective way. And we are seeing some really, really good results on that coming through from from the stats that have been driven through Talkative on this particular product. I mean, it provides clear explanations, recommendations, and guidance. I would say at this point as well, though, that we don't just then forget about that customer once they've asked the AI a question. If there is the need for that customer to contact us still, absolutely within that chat facility, they can then speak to us, through live chat on that site. If they needed further assistance or further help, we don't just cut that chat off. We are there, and we always offer them at the end of a chat if they would like to actually speak to somebody in our contact center. But you can see through the stats there on the screen that 90% of product-related customer queries are now fully automated. And I think that gives some real cadence to our team here and how well that information is being read from our product knowledge base that we're in charge of.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's really important as well to touch on is the key to any successful AI deployment really is going to come down to that knowledge that it's leveraging, right? Where it's generating the answers from. And I think having worked with you for as long as we have, that's a process that I think you've really kind of really taken seriously and have done so well. And I think we see a lot of these horror stories in the media of kind of, chatbots coming out with hallucinations and answering questions coming out from nowhere, and that's what really is the result of potentially not taking the time out to make sure that those knowledge bases are crafted properly, or to make sure that that repository of information that the chatbot is gleaning its information from and getting the answers from is being well maintained and guardrailed effectively. And that's something that I think you've done really successfully here. There's also something that I want to ask you about.
Mm,
Around actually the reporting and the
okay.
measuring of success, because you we've had some conversations over the past few weeks, and you've mentioned some really interesting things around the AI insights reports. So for those who don't know, so a functionality that's within the Talkative platform, um, all kind of major stakeholders can get an AI generated insights report of the key activity, the key conversations and interactions that have taken place within the AI chatbot. And again, it just speaks to, from what you guys are doing. It's a really interesting way of being able to actually leverage that to
Yeah, of
improve
course.
your
Yeah.
ROI more. So talk to us about how you're measuring that success and what actions you're taking off the back.
Yeah, I think it's really important with any contact center that reporting is integral to what you do, especially taking on a new product here, such as the product AI Professor. Um, it's really important to know what your customers are actually speaking to you about. So we have reports set up And we can look at interactions. We can look at the conversations that are happening with the product professor and the replies that are going out. We get sent weekly or daily reports on the top, say, 10 questions that are being asked of the AI every day. And that's a really useful report because that will give our contact center team and our contact center management the opportunity to jump on any issues before we might even ordinarily know about them.
Mhm.
But on the flip side of that, I mean, it's really useful to know what our customers are talking to us about and the responses that we're giving out. But we also have times when customers contact us, and because there isn't a reply within the knowledge base, we might not know, or the AI might not know, how to answer that question. So, what we do every week as well is we go into our Talkative platform and we have a look at the questions that have not been able to be answered by the AI. And then we will write a response in our knowledge base so that if that question is ever asked again, it will know how to respond. And I think what's really useful there as well, especially from us being a well-being company, that if we see customers maybe asking the same question about a particular product that we don't sell, but we keep getting, glimpses of this name of a product cropping up, asking if we sell it or if we do it. And if it's not in our product range, but we see that question being asked repeatedly, then it's something that we can maybe take away to our marketing department and ask them to have a look at. So I think it's really important. The stats that we get out of the back end of the platform are very, very useful. And I mean, we can drill right down to an agent level on how well those agents are then responding to customer queries as well, but also making sure that the AI responses that are going out are completely accurate and where they should be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that consistency is so important, particularly, when you are dealing with, first of all, an absolutely vast product catalog that is continuing to grow. And also, people who are potentially, maybe vulnerable, they have a health and ailment and they're looking for some support, some information that is going to help them with that particular ailment. It's so important that that the information that you are providing to them is, you can back it 100% in the same way that you would back, one of your most trusted agents in real life. And I think also having that insights report as well to highlight potential other opportunities off the back of conversations that where answers haven't been generated is such a good point, particularly for retailers. You can really identify, market trends, ahead of time. Is there a new supplement that is, people are interested on social media, and then that's trickling down into some of your chats? Is that something that you could look at? And I think having that kind of holistic involvement across the different functions of your business, rather than it just being, isolated and siloed into the contact center, right, and customer service team. It's funneling out to sales, to marketing, to product buyers, to all of these different aspects of the business. And that's really where, you're using the AI as it's a secondary function of it and feature of it. So right, so we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Okay, so we've got now a really successful AI product professor that is able to actually give with confidence. You've got confidence in those answers. Your customers can trust the responses that are being generated from that professor. You're seeing very, very good containment rates of a lot of those interactions.
Mhm.
Before we go into the voice AI bit, like it's important to understand again, as you're progressing, the adoption rate of the actual tools that you're providing and the channels that you're providing now to your customer base is just increasing, given the fact, even though, again, we're dealing with potentially an older demographic, or your headcount in your contact center is not being reduced. And this is something that is fully here to support. It's a supportive
Completely.
function, right?
Completely. It's here to support our customers, but it's also here to support and help our contact center team as well. I think that's really important to mention that all of the steps that we have gone through as a business, we are not there to replace anybody within our contact center. Absolutely not. And AI shouldn't do that. It doesn't. It doesn't replace great customer service. We feel that it enables it with how it's helped us as a business. And ultimately, we think that sort of the technology works best when it's there to support people, not to replace people. And I think
Absolutely.
that's really important to know. And I mean, when of course AI is the buzzword and it's been around for many years. And I mean, when you're an inbound voice only contact center starting out as we were, of course there's going to be some nervousness around it. But I think you can tell from the steps that we've gone through with Talkative over the last few years, everything that we have done is there to enhance our customer experience and absolutely not to replace any staff within our business. It's there to hopefully try and make their life a little bit easier.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that it has, right? In terms of if you look at some of those deflection rates that we were just talking about with the product professor, then if you look at the order status lookup and then the email AI handling rates that we've seen, it becomes very apparent actually that this is something that is really delivering value to your internal staff as well. And now we move on to you're getting going with your voice AI. So we have gone live with voice AI very recently, and it's super exciting. And one thing I just want to frame this with before we get going into actually what prompted that kind of translation across to the voice channel is we're now recognizing we've gone full circle, right? You started off with telephony, you've gone through all of these different channels, automated across lots of different channels now, and now you're returning back to voice, right? Again, we know in the industry, voice telephony is still the preferred contact channel for many customers. And that doesn't seem like actually it's going anywhere. So, this point now, with all of this success that we've had, talk to me a little bit, Rob, about that decision to take that big step into launching the voice AI.
Yeah, so you're right. It absolutely was a big step for us to take. But as I've said, I think everything that we've done previously with you guys has led us to this point. Everything that we've put in, whether it be the AI email or email system or the order AI confirmation system, everything that we've put in has led us to this point. The product professor was incredibly well received. So we felt this was now the next logical step to take. And we've put it in and we're live. We've been live for a few days now. Excuse me. So what that does, as I say, not replacing anybody in the contact center and our customers, as we know that voice is always the preferred method of customers to contact us, they can always do that and they will always be able to speak to an agent. But what this is doing, it's handling simple queries for us. It's reducing waiting times in the contact center. And for anybody with contact centers out there, I mean, obviously that is just a massive bugbear, isn't it? For anybody calling in somewhere and you've just got incredibly long wait times, and then you end up putting the phone down and you're trying again a bit later. That is taking away that need, I suppose, to hang on to the phone for wait for some simple answers. And that's what this tool is giving us. So we have set it up to again look at order status questions. So any customers calling into us, if they've got their order number, they will interact with Amelia, our voice AI assistant, and there being a conversation, and that information regarding their order will be spoken back to them. And again, built on the success of the product professor, we have built that into our voice AI offering as well. So anybody or any customer calling up that has a question about a particular product or might have a particular ailment that they're looking to take a product for, but they don't know what to choose, our voice AI assistant is there on hand 24 hours a day to be able to give that advice. And as I've said previously, we think this is a real good enabler for our customers and our contact center team as well. Not there to replace anybody, there to make life easier for our customers and easier for our agents. And we are seeing that in the short term that we've been live. But traditionally, when we are a 7 day a week contact center, but we're not 24/7. So our contact center obviously closes at certain times of an evening and not open till the next day. But running the AI for voice, certainly on the order status lookup, that gives our customers the opportunity to interact with us and get that information that they need 24/7. So there's no extra headcount on our side that's needed to be able to do that. That is now an automatic process through the AI tool with you guys.
And I think that 24/7 365 point is a really, really key one. I think because particularly for retailers, right? Or actually for any industry that kind of suffers with these kind of very, very high volume kind of peak times.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can anticipate when those peak times are going to happen. So in the retail calendar, you've got some big hitters, right? You've got Black Friday, you've got
Yes.
the Christmas, all of those. But then you may have some other times where, out of nowhere, there will be some sort of issue, there'll be some sort of phenomenon that happens, some event that takes place, and woof, all of a sudden you've got like triple the volume of inbound calls, right? And I think introducing that voice AI, I remember we were having a conversation the other day, Rob, and you were telling me about the postal strike.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I don't know now, 2 or 3 years ago in the UK, I think it might have been over a Christmas period or just before, our postal service here went on strike. And that resulted in lots and lots of customer emails, phone calls, queries coming into our contact center team of, I've ordered products, where are they? Absolutely nothing on our side. Those products have been shipped, but you might recall from seeing on the news, these sorting offices with just bags and mountains of postal stock that is waiting to be cleared. So yeah, we weren't immune to that, and we were having lots of calls from our customers coming in, lots of emails coming in. But the AI automation that we have already set up, especially on the email side for that particular query, helped us massively. I mean, we were getting, hundreds and thousands of emails coming in, asking, customers wanted to know if their stock had been shipped. AI would automatically respond to those questions. It knew the answer to come up with. Our agents weren't having to sit there just typing out the same email, day after day. So we were able to jump on that, and we were able to use AI to certainly assist in that particular instance. And I think
Yeah.
that's where it can be really, really useful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the key with these tools, right? It's about learning where the value in adding them is, right? And what the actual net benefit is going to be. And I think if we look at some of the lessons that we've learned to get to this place, I mean, we've already spoken about this quote that, is on the left-hand side. It's not about replacing the customer service, it's about enabling it. But if you were talking to someone now, Rob, who was right at the beginning of the journey where you were several years ago, or maybe, they're a little bit further along in the journey and they
Mm.
are looking at potentially introducing something like voice AI, what would your key advice be to those people? What would you say?
Yeah, I suppose in our instance, and what I would recommend to anybody is start small and build confidence. So don't try to implement everything at once in one big hit. Begin with clear use cases of where you're going to get the most benefit from with automation. I think that's really, really important. And as you do those small gradual steps, you measure your success, see where you're getting those wins, and then you can expand from there. Now, when I started on this journey, I think it's really important to get your business team, people from other departments, other areas of your business involved in those conversations as well, because there might be, ideas of where you think this could be used better and how to support your business. So I think you need buy-in from your company and your colleagues as to why you need AI for voice or for wherever it may be. So I think it starts small, build confidence, look at where would best within your business a use case to implement it. And I think you need to offer reassurance as well. And that's something that we absolutely did. I mean, as I say, we got like a 50-seat contact center in the UK, and we didn't leave it till the week before we were going live with AI for our agents to hear about this. We brought them into conversations and journeys and meetings with us just to get their input and their feedback about how they feel that it would work. And I think that's important to say, at that point, look, you're here, your information, your insight is valuable as well. And this is here to make your job easier, certainly not to replace you in any kind of way. So I think that's the advice that I would give with somebody looking to think about starting out with AI in this world.
Exactly. And I think I think you've hit the nail on the head. And this is something that we certainly, really want to make clear to you, but also to all of our other customers as well, is this is an iterative process, right? It's continual. Launching something like Voice AI, it is transformative, right? There's such an amazing transformative result that is available. That opportunity is there, but it's an iterative process, and taking that time to kind of start small, making sure that we're testing, we're building the prompts properly, we're refining the knowledge base, and we just keep iterating and iterating. Really, it's those incremental changes and that step by step that really leads to the big success, right? It's like compound interest, right? It's those smaller wins that end up snowballing. And that's something that, we really believe at Talkative is key. We don't just let you get on with it, right? We're not the type of company or the type of team that is just going to say, right, okay, yeah, you've ordered your bundle of AI, off you go. What we have done, and really successfully, I think, with you at Healthspan, is actually sitting down, working together, understanding what it is that you're trying to achieve, and making that kind of that implementation tailored to what it is that you're trying to achieve, what outcomes you're trying to drive. And I think that partnership is something that has ultimately led to such a great sort of collaborative
Yeah,
success, right?
absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, we're the customer and you guys are the product experts on this. Now, we've gone into it, as you say, many years ago with you and Talkative. Um, we've started slowly, but I think it's testament to your team, Patsy, and the team at Talkative on to how far that we've come, leading us to the point that we are now. If 7 or 8 years ago, just as an inbound contact center, you know, voice contact center, you would say to us, Rob, in 6, 7 years' time, you're going to be running AI for voice in your contact center. We probably wouldn't have believed you. And that's why we've done it in small steps. And that's why we've gone to product specialists such as yourselves that has helped us and handheld us on this journey together. And I think that's really, really important. You've got to understand us as a business, and we've got to understand you as a business as well. And there is that partnership on how well we've worked together. But for anybody thinking about implementing it out there, even if you're not technical, I mean, even if you don't work in your company's IT department, please don't be afraid of it, because the support that we have had through this company over the last 6, 7, 8 years, whatever it may be, has been absolutely fantastic. And that's why we're still with them. And that's why that we have taken the massive step of running AI for voice in our contact center. And we're already seeing some benefits through that. And we've only been live for a few days. So I think that's really important to know.
Thanks for that. It was very lovely, Rob. But yeah, I think that's the key. Like it is a partnership. And we are here to assist any of you who are maybe considering this for your organizations who are here today as well. It's not something that we just kind of like leave you to get on with. We do take the time. We have an incredibly diligent customer success team as well and technical team that are here to assist you at every step of the journey. Right, we are coming up to time, so let me just have a quick look and see in our Q&A if we have any. Oh, we just have one quick question
Okay.
for you, Rob. So what would you say? This is from George Mytel. What would you say was your ROI for adding AI virtual agents and agent assistants to your contact center?
Hey, George, thank you for the question. Um, I think the biggest take from that is, as I probably mentioned many times here, is to offer and enhance our customer relationships and give them the ability to be able to speak to us when they need to, when our contact center is closed. So, we're not extending opening hours or we're not employing extra staff to be able to handle these conversations for us. So, yeah, I mean, it's great technology that can be used when we're not around, but when the customer requires it. So I think that's one of the biggest drivers there for us is, as to why we did it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me have another quick look. Okay, we're coming up to time, so I think the other questions I'm going to follow up with individually. But I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you for joining, but particular thanks to yourself, Rob. Thank you so much for joining and speaking with me. I hope everybody found this valuable and as enjoyable as I certainly have. So thank you so much, Rob,
You're welcome.
for having a little chin wag with us all today.
Yeah,
Like I say, there will be a recording sent out, so keep an eye out for that. Any questions for us at Talkative, please do just feel free to reach out. In the meantime, thanks everybody for joining. Have a very wonderful rest of your day.